Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. If you're new to our channel or my channel, I'm Joe, 690 ADV, and yeah, we are a motorcycle adventure review, tips, all that type of stuff. So if you're new to this, man, hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of the 690 ADV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. We have hundreds and hundreds of videos. So anything that we can help you with, that's basically what it's all about. Not just me, the 690 ADV, we have lots of followers that really help out. They put great comments down below and they really do help out. And if I can do anything to help you out, 690adv@gmail.com, and I will do my best to get the information that you're looking for and try to help you out. So basically, if you are new and you don't really know much about my channel, I own a 2017 KTM 690 Enduro R. And this is going to be basically my review and a long-term review since it's 2021 coming into 2022 on what I like about the motorcycle, what I did to the motorcycle, and what I don't like about the motorcycle. And do I actually think it was worth the actual purchase price of what I got that bike for? And yeah, well, you know what? We're going to talk about that next, so stick around. We're going to talk about that KTM 690 Enduro R. Hey, what's up, everybody? Joe, like I said, 690 ADV. Here's my 2017 KTM 690 Enduro R. And this has really been pretty much my staple bike. It's really been pretty much my baby since 2017 when I picked it up. And I picked that up at KTM North Texas. If you guys don't know who those guys are, Bert and Todd and those guys over there, man, I tell you what, they will totally take care of you. You can see the badge up on screen. And those guys are really fantastic, especially if you own a KTM motorcycle. Those guys will definitely hook you up. I mean, they ship nationwide. And if you live here in Texas, and even if you're out of state and you're looking for a KTM motorcycle, give them a shout out, man. They'll really take care of you because they really did my bike up fantastically. And I'm gonna walk around the bike a little bit, and maybe you're thinking about getting a KTM 690. It's kind of on your radar and you're thinking about it. Well, I'm going to give you some of the things that are totally amazing about this motorcycle. And this is not going to be a 2-minute video. So if that's what you're expecting, it's not going to happen. Go ahead and leave right now. And but if you really want to know a good bit about this KTM 690, well, stick around and watch and check out this video. And if you have any comments or questions or anything like that, put some comments down below. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up at 690adv@gmail.com, and I'll respond as quick as I can. But like I said, this bike right here is probably one of the most sought after dual sport motorcycles. And you'll get a lot of guys, because everybody's an expert that's out there. You know, I take everybody's information with a grain of salt, but this bike right here is not an enduro, okay? It's not an enduro motorcycle. Even though it says that it's a KTM 690 enduro, it's not a true enduro. It has enduro features, as I like to say, but it's not truly a KTM enduro like a 500 EXC, you know, or the 350s or something like that, you know. But for what this bike is, it's really fantastic. So if you're thinking about, like I said, purchasing a KTM 690, let's walk around it and let me explain a lot of the great things that are on this bike and what I truly love about it, really kind of who it's for, and some of the things that I don't like about this bike. It wasn't really worth what I paid for when I bought this bike. So let's get started. Well, the first thing that I'd like to say is what I truly like about this motorcycle is that this guy right here, and I know it's a little dirty. We went to Big Bend, Texas, and did quite a bit of off-road with a very, very good friend of mine. And it was a lot of fun, but it all starts right here with that KTM LC4 motor. And you'll get a lot of people that talk about this motor and it's not reliable and that it's not this and it's not that. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, this bike has never left me stranded. It has many thousands of miles on it, thousands of miles off-road, and this LC4 hums along. What I will say about this motor is that it runs a little hot, okay? It runs a little high. And what I mean by that is this bike does not like to putter around. This engine likes to be revved up. It likes to sit up in the RPMs. And, you know, and the other thing is, you know, a motorcycle's only as good, or these engines are only as good as the owner that owns the motorcycle. But if you treat this LC4 with a little bit of love, change the oil when you're supposed to, do the things that you're supposed to do. Also, with the top in the rocker arms, 2016 and under, it's really a good idea to upgrade to those new rocker arms that are up there, because they have been known to fail. I'm not going to sit there and deny that, you know, but it does happen. But when you do your valve check on your motorcycle, which is about 11,000 miles on that, you know, it's good to just get that done. Even on the 2017s or 18s or 19s, you know, it's never a bad idea. But this motor, saying that it's unreliable, is just, it's false. This thing is fantastic. And most guys that bash these are usually guys that don't own them. They see how much they cost. And, but I'll tell you what, if you ever get a chance to ride a 690 Enduro, you better take them up on it. The next thing that's really awesome about this motorcycle is the rear suspension. It's fully adjustable, and it's really, really nice. You can click that in just like a lot of your motocross race bikes and everything, and you can set this bike up to where it's really awesome and totally for you. Now, on to the other suspension that's fully adjustable. Yeah, right there. The front suspension, you can click these guys and dial this suspension in exactly how you want it to be. And that's awesome, because it's a WP Apex suspension. It's the same suspension that they put on all of their race bikes, and it really is nice. Off-road, this thing is absolutely fantastic. Now, the front of the motorcycle, I'm not going to say I'm a gigantic fan of. This is one of the things that I did not really care for on the KTM 690, so I'm going to kind of mix and match between what I really like and what I don't like. This is one thing that I didn't care for. That bulb that comes in there standard, I don't even think it would light up 10 feet in front of the motorcycle when you first get it. It's really not very good. I don't think KTM put a lot of time into that, and it just doesn't do a great job. What you can do is rip that guy out. I put a Cyclops light that's in there, and I tell you what, it is night and day in how this bike does. Absolutely fantastic. KTM of North Texas put that in for me. It was their suggestion, and I thank them every time I go out and ride and I have to get towards sunset or at night. It really, really does a great job. Windscreen protection when you're riding. This guy right here, this windscreen edition, again, KTM North Texas did a great job on it. It doesn't look like it does a whole lot, but really that gets the air completely up over your head, and it does a great job, and it's pretty inexpensive. I want to say that it's only like about $75. Now, the KTM 690 Enduro R, the front wheel on it is absolutely fantastic. It's a 21-inch tire. I think all dual sports should have a 21-inch tire so that when you're off-road, it really can actually do its job. I do love that it comes with this wonderful, nice disc brake that actually does great with the ABS sensor on it. Not only that, these Brembo brakes will stop on a dime. And I tell you what, they work fantastic. And I tell you what, I can't even tell you, I'm sorry. Onto the foot pegs. These are not the original foot pegs. If you look, it's almost as big as my hand. These are the KTM rally pegs. Picked these up at KTM North Texas. Believe it or not, I got these cheaper from them than I could actually get on Amazon. The original pegs, if you look where my finger's out, is about the factory size peg. That extra 1.5 inches that's on here is absolutely fantastic. It really allows you to get that boot planted on there. Now, on to the protection. KTM Rally skid plate. Fantastic. This thing is awesome. It's one of the best additions that I put onto this motorcycle. It basically weighs nothing. It is made from aircraft aluminum. It really, like I said, is super light. It does a great job on protecting the underside of the KTM. And the factory is a plastic piece, which that is another downside to that. Why would you put plastic on a motorcycle that has the capabilities of the KTM 690 Enduro R is beyond me. I have no idea. Now, you're probably wondering what this is. And if you already know, well, then you know. This is a steering stabilizer or a dampener. And what this does is this basically takes this steering column and it creates basically it slows down the energy in the front end whenever you get on obstacles, whether you're up to speed or if you're off-road and you're hitting rocks and stuff. Instead of the bike getting crazy out of control, what it does is it softens the blow, and you can dial it in by these little clicks up underneath here to where it can actually make this motorcycle so much easier to ride, especially off-road, and it actually makes it very, very safe whenever you are actually on-road and off-road when you get up to speed. These KTMs are notorious for having front-end wobble. This right here will actually help take all of that wobble out. Now, onto the exhaust. I think I understand why KTM goes with pretty much a standard exhaust, but why they couldn't put a race type of exhaust on this motorcycle is beyond me. This exhaust is absolutely like, it's like a lead pipe. It's kind of a downside to this motorcycle. It's really super light for what it is, but you could take this thing off and go with a Yoshimura, or you could go with a Wings exhaust and definitely get this bike down about anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds lighter just by taking this exhaust off and actually upgrading it to a high performance exhaust. Comfort. I know that a lot of people will sit there and say, hey, you know what? 690, I don't really care what the factory seat feels like. Well, I hate to break the news to you. If you're gonna get out and you're gonna adventure ride and you're gonna punch down a bunch of miles, this seat right here, especially the factory one, is definitely like riding on a 2x4. It's not real comfortable. It'll do its job, and you can tell why KTM just threw it on there. It's not a very nice seat. These seat concepts are absolutely fantastic. This is not the factory rear end of this motorcycle. Fender Eliminator, it came off of another KTM motorcycle, and they basically made it fit for my KTM 690. The rear wheel, nothing but awesome. This tire does fantastic. It actually holds the really nice oversized off-road dual sport tires, which are really, really super fantastic. It's an 18-inch rear end, and it's really nice, and that allows you with the 21-inch front to the 18-inch rear. Tire selections are across the board for this motorcycle. You can get anything that you're looking for. Again, Brembo brakes. These things will stop on a dime. It's absolutely fantastic. And with the disc brake in the rear end with the ABS, which is switchable, by the way, you can turn that off. Fuel. The original fuel filler cap is absolutely the one thing I hated the most on my KTM 690 Enduro. So I definitely suggest that CJ Designs or something like that, if you get a KTM 690 Enduro, the mirrors. Mirrors are a really big deal. And not only the ones that come on the KTM 690 are absolutely horrendous. That's another thing that I disliked about the KTM. But these right here, these Ram extension mirrors are on here. These are the Adventure Series because they have the block. They're not the round ones. They're really awesome. And what makes them super fantastic is not only are they Ram mount, I can fold them over out of the way. I can move them in any direction that I want. And I can basically push them out of the way. So when I'm off-road, they're not going to get broke. They're not going to get smashed. And not only that, they take all the energy when I'm riding. Handguard protection. Now, these are not the original that come from KTM. These are upgraded. I actually picked these up. These were put on from KTM of North Texas. These are the Rally Edition that comes from KTM. These things are absolutely amazing. They are ultra light. They're made out of aluminum, and they do a fantastic job. They get the air up over the hand, so when you're riding, it takes a lot of that cool air or the warm air off of your hands when you're riding. Anyway, hey, this is the 2017 KTM 690 Enduro R. So basically I walked around, talked about everything that I have on this motorcycle, pretty much what I like and what I dislike. There's not a whole lot that I dislike about this motorcycle. I really truly think it is absolutely fantastic and probably the best dual sport motorcycle out there that you can get if you truly want to get out and go do the business and you want to actually see the countryside. Now, does it have its issues and does it have its problems? Well, of course, all dual sports do. It doesn't matter what you have. You got guys that love the DRs. You've got guys that love the KLRs. You've got guys that love, you know, the Yamahas. I mean, and the list goes on and on and on, from gas to, you know, to beta. And I mean, literally, you can sit there. The experts are everywhere. Make no mistake about it. They're out there and they're going to tell you they're all the best bike because they own that bike. And it almost sounds like because of this bike. I've owned many dual sport motorcycles. This by far has not only impressed me, but it has exceeded what I thought the capabilities were for a dual sport motorcycle. Now let's get down to cost. This motorcycle was $10,999. Outfitted with what you see is sitting around $13,000, a little bit more than that. Is it worth what I paid? Yes, it is. It's totally worth what I paid for this thing. Now, granted, can everybody own one of these motorcycles? Well, probably not. But if you can own a KTM 690 Enduro R, I highly suggest these motorcycles if you truly want to get out and you want to do the business. And when I mean do the business, I mean actually get out and get off-road and actually enjoy yourself. It's very light at about 300. This one is about 318 pounds. And then you put fuel, it's going to be sitting somewhere around 340 pounds. That's not bad. It actually does a great job with that weight. The fuel's underneath the seat. It does just a wonderful, wonderful job for what it was actually built for. Is it a little expensive? Of course it is. But at the end of the day, you truly get what you pay for. So if you're thinking about maybe picking up a new motorcycle, the new 2021 KTM 690 Enduro R is absolutely fantastic. But if you can find a good used one, then a 2016, all the way up to a 2020 model, only because I think that those are the best year ranges that are out there. Absolutely love it. I have seen many passes through Colorado, been all through New Mexico, all through Texas, and I tell you what, it just does not disappoint. I'm Joe. If this is your first time, don't wait. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, make sure you're part of the channel. And the KTM 690 Enduro R is probably the best bike out there. Put it down below and tell me what you think, and hit me up on 690adv@gmail.com if you've got any questions about this bike. I'd love to hear from you. You guys have a great weekend. 690 out.